So Black Myth Wukong, as we mentioned, everybody's still playing it, everybody's still super hype about it, but there has been some controversy. And no, we're not talking about the optimization, because apparently they fixed that. It's still some frame rate issues here and there, but the first patch, at least on PC, came out today, so I'm excited about that. So they did, the number one thing that they did address was the crashing at the prologue sequence or starting sequence. So for anybody, I know there were people asking me on Twitter or X how I felt about Black Myth Wukong. I was like, just beware, especially if you are on PC, but on PS5 you might be having issues too. I don't know if the PS5 received an update. Y'all had to let me know. Y'all would have to let me know if y'all received an update on the PS5 if you were playing it on there as well. Colorado's official line better than Lynch. Okay, Big Warren, what up? But yeah, just let me know, because I don't know if they received it yet. But the PC did. I downloaded the patch, so that's good news. They quality of life. It took a while. I thought it would be like day one patch, but it took a little bit. But at least they got to it. I'm not mad at it. The PS5 did. Okay, what up, Steve? So all right, but yeah, so that was, this night. We're not talking about that controversy. We are talking about the Xbox fans, man. The Xbox fans, they want to play Black Myth Wukong, believe it or not. They want to play Black Myth Wukong, and the original rumor was that the Xbox Series S and maybe X, but mostly the S. Because the Xbox Series S, I don't know if you all have been paying attention, but Xbox Series S has been getting a lot of crap. It's been getting a lot of crap for being a weaker console. And multiple devs have said that the Xbox Series S has been hard to work with. And it's been a little bit of console parity, not a lot, but there's been a little bit of console parity going on there. Devs have been saying that the Xbox Series S is a hard console to work with. So it reminds me of years ago. Shout out to Coyle for the 71 months. Big salute. Appreciate you. So that has been the rumor. But now a new report has come out that says, on the contrary, we did not say that Black Myth Wukong wasn't coming out on the Xbox because of problems with the Xbox Series X and apparently leak issues, like memory leak issues. That was the rumor. That was the latest rumor. But now a report has come out that says Black Myth Wukong has an exclusivity deal with PlayStation. What does that remind me of, people? What does that remind us of? I can name one franchise off rip, that is Final Fantasy. As we know, the actual developers of Final Fantasy for the longest have been very, very hush-hush when it comes to, is Final Fantasy going on the PC? Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth going on the PC? Is Final Fantasy 16 going on the PC? And they just act like they don't know what they're talking about. Because, Sony and they had them in a chokehold. They're like, yo, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing about these games coming on PC. We need to maintain this exclusivity. And this is the main reason why a lot of Xbox people and other people have been criticizing Sony, because they still practice, they still have these practices. We're talking about Microsoft pretty much, eventually they're going to be, seeming like they're going to be open for everybody. There are games that have already come to PlayStation and more will be on the way. But Sony has still been, outside of the PC, which, still hasn't been day one just yet. But, Sony has also been slowly putting games on the PC. But when it comes to exclusives on the PS5, PS4, going to Xbox, I don't think that's going to happen. We don't think that's going to happen just yet, man. So Sony has still been practicing this exclusivity deals, whether it's full exclusivity for third-party titles or if it's 6 months, a year, blah, blah, blah. So this is the latest report, y'all. This is the latest report that Black Myth Wukong has an exclusivity deal with PlayStation. If this is true, who was surprised? Not I, because this is typical Sony tactics right here. Let's continue to read the article. It says, we now seem to know exactly why Black Myth Wukong is no Xbox consoles yet. According to Forbes reporter Paul Tossi, you already know how Paul Tossi gets down. Is a reputable source. I say that lightly, reputable source. But they said Black Myth Wukong had a console exclusivity deal with PlayStation. And I quote, a source with knowledge on the situation told me that Black Myth Wukong is not currently on Xbox because of an exclusivity deal and is not delayed because of any sort of technical issue. Just 1 week ago, Tasha reported that the game wasn't on Xbox due to a tech issue. So it initially said that it wasn't on Xbox due to a tech issue, and now kind of recanted that and now said that it's because of exclusivity. It says it's coming based on a statement made by developer Game Science. So Game Science said that it was due to a tech issue. So sounds like if this is true, if the exclusivity deal is true, they're trying to cover it up and probably just not get the Microsoft people upset. But still, like, why lie at this point? Like, if the exclusivity deal is true, then it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Maybe Sony just made them a deal that they couldn't refuse. Maybe it's one of the only ways that they could bring this over to us in the States. Who knows? Who knows what the terms were? Again, if this is true, because this is not confirmed, but this is what Paul Tassi is saying that his sources told him. So continue on here. That the bad news is that once again, Xbox seems to have blundered into a Baldur's Gate 3 situation. In the latest report, however, Tassi references the conflicting statement between Microsoft and Game Science. Game Science is going on record stating that they were currently optimizing the Xbox Series X/S. This is what I was saying before, that they're optimizing the game on the X and the S to hit quality standards. Xbox for a while has not been able to really hit those marks. The X was supposed to be the more powerful system out of them all, but it seems that the PS5 has still been, from an overall quality standpoint, has been more stable than the Xbox X, and definitely stronger and more stable than the Xbox Series S. So to continue here, there's been no mention from the studio of any sort of exclusivity deal with PlayStation. Microsoft, on the other hand, has said in multiple statements that it cannot comment on the deals made by our partners with other platform holders. They can't comment. I think they knew. And I think at this point they didn't want to tell the world themselves, because it will probably be some crap behind it. It'll probably be some other crap behind it. But it sounds like they truly knew. So continue on for now. No such deal has been confirmed by either developer, Game Science, or Sony. Inside the game is reached out to both of them for comment. And if a response is received, it will be added to the article. Since the release on PC, PlayStation 4, how do those black? Maybe is that a mistake? Is Black Myth Wukong on the PS4? Can someone confirm that? Can we see? Let me see. Because I thought it was just on the PS5. Black Myth. Don't tell me it's on the PS4. Is it really on the PS4? Oh no, it said PlayStation. I think that's just a mistake. Because I was like, no way. No way it's on the PS4. But it's actually funny. It says it's here. So is this true? Golly, no. It says here that the platforms are PS5, Xbox Series X, and Series S. GeForce Now. When have we started putting GeForce Now as a platform? Okay, in Microsoft Windows. That's weird. Okay. Anyways, so that's that. So do we think that this is true, chat? I mean, it sounds more truthful than there were just tech issues or memory leaks between the Xbox consoles that would be delaying this game coming out. Exclusivity deal sounds definitely in Sony's wheelhouse, so I would actually accept that. I would take that as a more reputable reason as to why it's not on Xbox consoles yet, rather than it's just tech issues. I mean, even though the Xbox Series S definitely been a weaker console, so I would tend to agree or believe that it would be, tech issues as well. It could be a little of both. To be honest, it could be a little of both, but I want to lean more towards, ever since this came out, that I'm going to lean more towards the sources are probably right about the exclusivity stuff. So we'll see. So what is the game, a week old? This game is a week old now. So we're going to see, let me see, September, October, November, December, January, February. So let's say 6 months. Usually exclusivity deals are at a minimum 6 months. So we'll see next year. We'll see next year in February or after February if Black Myth Wukong finally makes its way to the Xbox consoles. We'll see. If it does, if we don't see anything or hear anything about this game coming on Xbox, or it just doesn't appear on Xbox by the end of this year, then definitely it has an exclusivity deal, because there's no way it's going to take an additional 6+ months in order to get this game on another console. I don't think that's right. So we'll see. So just mark my words. We'll just hold. We'll put a pin in it, and we'll hold on, and we'll see what ends up happening throughout the rest of the year if we hear any more news. But if the game doesn't come out, if it turns to December and we still don't hear anything about this game coming out on Xbox Series S or X, then I'm gonna lean 100% into it's at least a 6-month exclusivity deal. So what up, Agony? I see you. What up? So that's that. In other news, X Defiant is on borrowed time as player numbers decline rapidly. So another game that people are watching, they have under a microscope. It seems that the latest trend, at least in the past few months, it hasn't really been a thing this entire year, but in the past few months, people have been watching certain games very, very closely, especially Steam charts, well, mainly Steam charts, to see what the player count is for certain games. I don't know why this has become a thing, but this is a thing now. Again, I don't want any game to fail. I don't care, that much to be preying on any game's downfall. So I just want to preface that again before we continue. But I am just pointing out the observations. So this article says, according to several sources at Ubisoft San Francisco has until the end of season 3 of X Defiant to improve its game league player numbers. I don't even know what season X Defiant is it right now. I feel like these seasons just go by so quickly in certain games. So what up, DCG? I see. So continuing on, X Defiant was all the buzz when it launched in May of this year. The game exceeded 1 million unique players. Wayne, somebody doing better than Concord in its first 2.5 hours. So people were actually hyped about this game. I'm not gonna lie, people were actually hyped about it. And exceeded over 8 million players in its first week. Executives were thrilled at the title's future, and now reporting when it comes to executive, that's the first problem. That's the first problem when you get executives involved. They're like, "Oh man, the game's doing well. Look at that, the numbers, blah blah blah. It started doing well." And they're like, "Oh well, just keep it going." And then you force the developers to crunch, and you force them to do things that they probably didn't want to do, and it ends up ruining the game. So let's see what the executives end up doing here. So they're reporting the company's latest press release, X Defiant revenue contributed to its Q1 2025 financial success. But now, just 6 weeks from its Q1 financial report, Ubisoft HQ wants player numbers to increase by season 3, or X Defiant risks losing its much needed post-launch support. So they said, damn, get these numbers up, or we ain't throwing no more money to y'all. Basically, Call of Duty to the car kill. Anybody getting a PS5 Pro? Probably not. We'll see though. Internally, optimism for the game has shifted primarily due to the game continuously declining player numbers and lack of player spending. So you don't have people playing the game, or you have less people playing the game, and people don't want to use their real money to buy cosmetics and stuff in the game. One source told me that the game has been struggling to obtain 20,000 current players across all its platforms. This is crazy, man, because again, we're talking about Concord, and they can't even get 1,000 on Steam. But one source is upset about struggling to maintain 20,000. Like, just think about it in perspective, y'all. Like, there's all like y'all are doing better than other people, So just take that with a grain of salt. It's not like you're doing terrible, but compared to exceeding 1 million unique players, then getting 8 million players altogether in this first week, I understand that. But in perspective, in comparison, it does suck though. Said Ubisoft would probably be happy with that number, suggesting that it's now much lower. The declining numbers have created tension and anxiety within the team, with sources supposed to be believing that more layoffs are only a matter of time. Oh boy, here we go again with this. It's not like Ubisoft San Francisco isn't already feeling the pressure either. Early in the month, Ubisoft cut 45 jobs at the San Francisco, California, and North Carolina offices. I didn't know they had an office in North Carolina. With around 10 actively working on X Defiant, and even more at the studio losing their jobs due to Rocksmith Plus scaling down. Okay. Frustration within the studio are aimed at the leadership. Of course, yeah. Take it to them, man. Leadership, F y'all know what y'all doing. Yeah, so don't blame nobody else, blame leadership. I agree with that. Who have refused to take responsibility. That's great. They say, man, they say, hey, yo, leadership, y'all the problem. And they say, no, we ain't taking responsibility for that. We ain't taking accountability. So refuse to take responsibility for the project shortcomings, which could have been avoided with a better studio culture. Oh man, the culture. They saying that y'all toxic in the studio. Like again, we're gonna talk about something else right in a minute about being toxic in the workplace. In late March 2024, I reported on the studio toxic work culture, and despite an internal investigation that concluded last month, I was told that the issues had been swept under the rug. Yeah, that's typical Ubisoft, because this isn't the first time that they've had issues, because leadership has been changed already since the Me Too movement. Since the Me Too movement in 2020, man, when everybody's getting up out of here, yeah, that's when they changed leadership the first time. So yeah. And the problems were still, well, of course, the problems were still there. If you sweep it on the rug, of course, the problems are still going to remain there. As for XDefiant's future, leadership is betting all their money on Season 3, damn, to turn things around. But with Call of Duty Black Ops 6 set to release, that's literally what I was about to say. I was about to say, man, yeah, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. That was literally like the number one, outside of just people just probably just getting tired of it. You're probably not having enough new content, or whatever content that you have is just not enough to keep people in. But Black Ops 6 is around the way. They just had COD Next. So people are super hype about Call of Duty right now. And literally anybody who say, oh, this is a Call of Duty killer, it's a Call of Duty killer. All of those Warzone folks, all of those OG Call of Duty folks went over to XDefiant because they wanted something new. They were tired of Warzone. They were tired of all the hackers, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be right back on Call of Duty once Black Ops 6 drop. They already got invited to the event. They're playing it. Oh my god, it's so exciting, blah blah blah. So Black Ops 6 is going to come through. The hype train is here, and nobody's going to be talking about XDefiant in a couple of months. And it's going to be unfortunate because Ubisoft just continuously takes L's, and I don't want them to. I like Ubisoft. Again, don't blacklist me. I like Ubisoft. I want them to succeed. I want AC Shadows to come through, and I want it to break numbers. Like that's how hype I am about it. So I want them to break numbers. I want them to do well. But when you have these live service games, it's continuously failing. Like they already made Foam Stars. Y'all remember Foam Stars? That game is free to play now. Foam Stars is free to play now. Like this is how I haven't heard about Foam Stars since the game launched, and even when it launched, I forgot that it launched because I had no interest in playing it. I had no interest in playing it at all. Like it looked like Splatoon with bubbles. And I was just like, no, I'm good. Like, why do we make this? So yeah, that game free to play now. Like Ubisoft seemed like it just trying multiple things, but it's just not working. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, man. But this is gonna be terrible if XDefiant ends up just going belly up, and they end up having to fire even more people because they're not meeting the expectations. It really sucks. You hope AC Shadows is as good as Odyssey and Origin. Facts. I do too. I want Shadows to be as good as those games. So that's that, man. That's that. So people have XDefiant under a microscope. So we'll see what ends up happening once Season 3 comes out, and if they can, bring their player base back. But like I said, Black Ops 6, I don't think they're going to be able to compete with that, honestly. I don't think they're going to be able to compete with that. The player base is going to be even lower once that comes out. Splitgate 2 is about to come out too. Like Splitgate 2 actually looks good. Like I said, after seeing the trailer, I actually want to play it. So, it got some more competition. So we'll see.